Hello everybody, it's Jude here for the EYFS at Home Fairy Tale Day. Hope you've had a really lovely day with our fairy tales. We certainly have, and now it's time for bedtime story. We've got another fairy tale now, and I'm going to use my dolly to help tell this. My mummy made this dolly for me when I was about 4 or 5 years old, so it's very old and I've taken lots of care of it. I've treasured it, and I'm going to use this now. Lammy and Flossie will also be in the story, so keep your eye out for them. Okay, this is the story of Cinderella. Long, long, long ago, there was a girl. Her name was Cinderella, and she lived with her stepmother and her stepsisters in a house. Unfortunately, Cinderella's stepmother was not very kind to her, and her stepsisters weren't kind either. They used to fight with her all the time and call her names, and eventually they became so bossy they used to get her to do all the housework. Cinderella, sweep the floor. Cinderella, clean this. Cinderella, make the fire. Cinderella, where are my clothes? All day long. Poor Cinderella. She was worn out. And even worse, they made her sleep in the kitchen next to the fireplace, which is why they called her Cinderella, after the cinders by the fire. Poor Cinderella had to sleep there every night. She wasn't happy. One day there was a knock on the door. Cinderella, get the door! And when Cinderella opened the door, there was somebody there from the palace with a special invitation. The king invites all the ladies in the land to a special ball so that his Prince Charming, his son Prince Charming, can find a lady to be his wife. All welcome. And the footman disappeared. Cinderella took the invitation to her stepmother. It says everybody can go. Can I go too? Well, we'll see, Cinderella, but of course you've got to get our outfits ready, and you can't really go in that, can you? Bit raggy. Cinderella saw that she was right. And for the next couple of weeks, Cinderella was so busy. Cinderella, where's my dress? Cinderella, have you sewn it? Cinderella, do my hair. Cinderella, where are my shoes? All the time. And the night the ball arrived, and poor Cinderella was so busy she had to do everybody's hair and make sure they looked lovely, help them on with their dresses, find everything they needed. And when eventually they all got in the carriage and went off to the palace, poor Cinderella sat by the fireplace in the kitchen and she started to cry. Can you do that? Just then, a little circle of light appeared, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger until it turned into the fairy godmother. Don't cry, Cinderella, she said. I can help you, but you must do exactly as I say. First things, go into the garden and get a pumpkin. Okay, so Cinderella went into the garden. She got a pumpkin, a big one. She brought it back. And the fairy godmother said her magic words. Can you say them with me? Abracadabra. And the pumpkin turned into a beautiful carriage. Now, Cinderella, said the fairy godmother, now you must go and get 6 white mice. So Cinderella went and got 6 white mice. She brought them back to the fairy godmother and waved her wand. You ready to say the magic word? Abracadabra. And all of the mice turned into 6 white horses ready to pull the carriage. Now, Cinderella, I need you to go and get me some lizards. Right, said Cinderella. She went into the garden and got the lizards. Are we ready for the magic word? Abracadabra. The lizards turned into footmen. We're going to need somebody to drive the carriage. I know. Can you get me a rat? Oh, a rat, said Cinderella. Yes, Cinderella, you said you'd do everything I asked. A rat. Cinderella went and she picked up the rat and brought it back to the fairy godmother. Are you ready with your magic word? Abracadabra. And the rat turned into a driver. I think you're ready now, she said. Oh, but fairy godmother, I can't possibly go in this dress. It's not fit to go to the palace. I see what you mean, said the fairy godmother. Close your eyes tight. Are you closing your eyes tight? We're going to say the magic word. Close them tight. Abracadabra. And when Cinderella opened her eyes, you can open your eyes now, she was there in a beautiful, beautiful dress with her hair done up on her head in curls. "Oh, you look splendid now," said the fairy godmother. "You just need some glass slippers. Pop these on your feet and get into the carriage. Now, you must make sure you are home by the stroke of midnight, or all the magic will go and you'll be stood in your rags once more. So by the time the clock finishes striking midnight, make sure you are well away from the palace." "Oh, I will. And Cinderella got into the carriage and off she went. You ready to be the carriage? When she arrived at the palace, she couldn't believe it. She'd never seen anything like it. And then into the room came the prince. He saw Cinderella and he said, "Oh my goodness me, she's beautiful." And they danced together and they danced together, and sometimes they chatted and then they danced some more. Oh, they had a wonderful time. And the prince said, "Come on, let's go and look at the moon." And as they stood outside, suddenly the clock started to strike. Bing! Bing! "Oh my goodness me, Your Majesty, is that midnight?" "Yes, it is. Don't worry, we've got plenty of time." "Oh no," she said, "I must go, I must go." And off she went. And off came her shoe and left behind on the staircase. And the prince picked it up, said, "Where has she gone?" I didn't even know her name. The next day, the prince spoke to his father, the king, and said, "I found the lady I want to marry me, but I don't know where she is. I don't even know her name. She disappeared at the stroke of midnight, and all she left was this shoe. I'm going to travel the kingdom to try and find out where she is, and whoever fits this shoe, I shall marry." And so off he got on his horse. You ready? But wherever he knocked on the door, the answer was the same. "Oh, I'm sorry, it does not fit." And so he carried on. And he knocked on all the doors, and all the ladies tried on the shoe, and nobody fitted, until he came to the last house where Cinderella and her family lived. And he knocked on the door once more. Cinderella opened the door and, "Oh, Your Majesty, can we help you?" "Oh yes," said His Majesty, "I'm looking for the lady who will fit this shoe. Everybody in the land has tried apart from this house. Please, will you try?" "Oh, it's me! It'll be me!" said the stepsisters, pushing Cinderella out of the way. "It'll be me!" But when they tried, the glass slipper would not go anywhere near their feet. "Will you try?" said the prince. "Me?" said Cinderella. "Oh, well, okay." And she put out her foot and she slipped it in. And as soon as she did, the magic worked once more, and she stood there once more in her beautiful dress with her lovely hair in front of the prince. "You are the lady I shall marry." And that's exactly what happened. And you know what, everybody? Cinderella and the prince lived happily ever after. The end. Oh, we hope you enjoyed that story, children. We've had a lovely day doing our fairy tales with you. We'll see you soon for another day on EYFS at home. Bye bye.